comes this wicked washerman. Class garments he was carrying, but he refused and even chastised the two lords. At this, Krishna became very angry and beheaded the man with his fingertips. The washerman's assistants, seeing him untimely end, dropped their bundles of clothes on the spot and ran off in all the directions. Krishna and Balram then took some of the garments, then specially fenced it. Next, the weaver approached the two lords and arrayed them suitably, for which service he received from Krishna opulence in this life and liberation in the next. Krishna and Balram went to the house of garland maker Sudama. Sudama offered them his full obeisances, worshipped them by day, bathing their feet, and offering them such items as arghya and sandal paste and chanted prayers in their honor. Then he adorned them with garlands of fragrant flowers. Pleased, the lords offered him whatever benedictions he wished, and they moved on. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapadakamaram Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Nitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desatarini Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratise Namah. Panchatattvatmakam Krishna Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktaksham Namami Bhakta Saktika. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I'd like to welcome all the devotees for Sunday feast. I'd like to thank Kishore Prabhu, Vijayanasham Prabhu, and all the devotees for giving us an opportunity to share some glories of the Lordships. Yes. Very soon we are celebrating the most wonderful, most awaited festival. What is that? Yes. It's occasion for all of us to be absorbed in the service of their Lordships. Yes. So why Lord appears? Why Lord performs this appearance pastime? Why does he appear?
To interact with devotees.
To glorify the devotees. Yes, to kill the demons. What else?
To attract the conditioned souls.
To attract the conditioned souls. Very good. What else?
Establish dharma.
Establish dharma. Very good. Very good.
To perform pastimes.
To give pleasure to his devotees. Very good. Very good. And thanks to our B.R. Chakra Mahasaya. All of us know this beautiful sloka. What is that?
Yada yada.
Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Thanks, at least we learned something. At least at our generation. I don't know what will happen to the next generation. But then the devotees ask that, okay, you say that, Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, whatever Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita is really true only. At the same time, some of our acharyas, they question, Krishna. Oh, Krishna, like, do you really mean that, you come here to kill the demons? And we have seen that so many big stalwarts, they have been killed, with your energies, right? Last year, millions of people got killed with some tiny virus that is, one of the insignificant energy, or some typhoon, some cyclone, or this and that, So many stalwarts, they leave their body, or even so big celebrities, which they have accumulated so many, and just a spark of the moment, they leave their body. Is it really to kill the demons you have to really appear? Or you saying that, dharma samsthapanarthaya, to establish dharma? And yes, oh Lord Krishna, you appeared, you established dharma. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he established dharma. Right? What he did, he traveled all over the, especially Bengal, Odisha, and then some parts of South India also. But then, practically we see that who has really preached the Sanatana Dharma, right? The message of the Lord all over the world. Who has done that? Srila Prabhupada. Right? It's not that Krishna has to appear to establish dharma. He can send his Senapati Bhakta, he can send his representative, and to establish dharma in a much bigger scale. Isn't it? So then somebody asked, then why Lord appears? Why Lord appears? Isn't it so wonderful? But then for this to understand, we need to go to Hastinapur. Are you ready to go to Hastinapur?
There you go.
And not only the location, this is there in Delhi, but you have to go back as well. 5,000 years back. When Kurukshetra war was over, at that point of time, all the Pandavas, they were kind of taking over their kingdom. And at that point of time, Krishna was about to leave from Hastinapur to Dwarka. At that point of time, Uttara came running. Oh, Krishna, Krishna, Mahabaho, oh Krishna, please protect. Somehow I see there's a Brahmastra is really about to kill my child in the womb. And of course, Lord protected the child in the womb. And who was that? And after that, Queen Kunti coming and saying, oh Krishna, now you are leaving us? Yes. Those were the days when the Asat Sabha, or when they were in Lakshagraha, or in that Kurukshetra war. Whenever there was calamities, you are with us. But now we have all the so-called auspiciousness and opulence and happiness, and you are leaving us. So what is the use of this happiness? Let that calamities come again and again. Vipada santuta saswat tatra jagat guru bhavatam. Like, oh Krishna, what is the use of all this, auspiciousness or happiness? Let that calamities come again and again, because with that we'll get an opportunity to beg you, to cry for you. And once you cry for you, you are Bhakta Vatsala, you are Dina Vatsala. You come again and again to give your darshan. And once we have your darshan, we don't have to take this darshan of Bhavasagar. We don't have to come in this Bhavasagar for the cycle of birth and death. So, Lord, we don't want. Let that calamities come again and again. This is the mood of Queen Kunti. And at the same time, she is praying, oh Lord, yes, some say that you appeared in this, prapancha, nisprapancha, budambayasi bhutale, prapanna janatananda. So yes, you have nothing to do with this material world. Right? You are nisprapancha, you have Nothing to do with material, but you come to this prapancha, you come to this material world. Why? Is it because of Devaki and Vasudeva prayed for you? Or is it because Brahma and all the devatas, they went to this bank of Kirsagar, because of that you came? Or is it that the earth, this Bhumi Devi, she was tormented by these sinful kings, right? And because of her prayer you appeared. And then at the end, Queen Kunti, she is giving her opinion. It's 1.8, 136. She's saying that Bhavesmin klishya mananam abhidya kama karma bhi Sravana smarana adhani karishyena iti kechana. Oh Krishna, this is the reason you appear. What is the reason? Bhave asmin, in this Bhavasagar, you appear. Because all these people, they are suffering so much. Klesha, all these people in the material world, this is Dukkhalayam. This is that Vyadhi Mandira, this Anityam Asukham. This is the definition of this world. And Lord is saying that, and Lord is, you are not able to tolerate the suffering of all the living entities. And why they are suffering? Because they are doing sinful activities. And why they are doing sinful activities? Because of their wrong desire. And why they have wrong desire? Because they are in ignorance. So what is the root cause of their suffering? Ignorance. Avidya, kama, karma, klesha. This is how Queen Kunti, you see, she is just a, somebody might say she is just a lady. She is so intelligent, right? She is just going to the root cause of the human suffering. What is the root cause of our suffering? It's ignorance. It's because we are in the darkness. We are not able to see, and we are kind of so afraid of it. Bhayam ditya abhinivesyatasya. Because we are separated away from Krishna. We have turned our face away from Krishna. That's why we are in so much of fear. And once we turn our face towards the Lord, and then we'll be in the light. We'll understand what is right and wrong. And then what will happen? Then we'll develop right desire. Right? We'll transform our desire. We'll purify our desire. And then we'll do right karma. We'll do what is called akarma. We'll do these activities which is really pleasing to Guru and Krishna. And once you do something pleasing to Guru and Krishna, then we are transcendental to this nature of this material world. Because yes, the nature of the material world will not change. There will be dualities. But yes, will be impervious. Just like the lotus leaf on the water. Yes. And how does it really happen? How do you get? Some people ask, yes, it's a nice analogy. We're talking about lotus leaf on the water. But how do you get that greasy layer on top of the leaf? That's what we hear, right, in Bhagavad Gita. Padma Patram Ibham Vasha. But how do you get that? How do you get? Anybody? How do you get that? How do you become impervious? How do you become transcendental to the dualities of the material world?
By immersing in Krishna consciousness.
By mercy. And how do you receive the mercy? Yes, association. Yes. Spiritual master. But how they give you the mercy?
Service.
Yes, service.
With the right knowledge.
With the right knowledge. How do you get the right knowledge?
Inquiry.
Enquiry. Yes. After enquiry, what do you get? Surrender. Okay, you will do surrender. But in between that, something also happens.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Who said that?
Hearing.
Yes. That is the first step. Prabhupada says again and again in the first canto, first chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing is the first step in our spiritual journey. Sravanam. In our Navavidha Bhakti, what is the first step? Sravanam. Yes. Like how a person who is sleeping will get wake up. How he wakes up? With alarm. Right? Most of the people, because we are so lazy, usually we take shelter of alarm. Yes, the people of the material world are so lazy. They are so ignorant. They are so arrogant. Right? The only way they can wake up is by hearing, Sravana. attentive, submissive oral reception. This is the first step in our spiritual journey. And what do we hear? We hear IPL, Bollywood news, Indian politics, or what is happening all over the world. What is it? Shrotobhya Adini Rajendra, Sahasrana. Yes, there are thousands of topics to hear. What we should hear? Huh? Yes. The only medicine for the material world to get purified is Krishna Katha. Nibrutatashayirupagiyamana bhavo sada srotra manobhirama kauttama sloka gunanuvadat bina virajeta bina pasukna puman virajeta bina pasukna. 10.1.4 and Parikit Maharaj saying to Sukadeva Goswami that oh Lord, your pastimes, your katha, your Nam Rupa Gundlila, they are so much cherished by the Nibruta Tarsair, the Atmaramas, they are transcendental sadhakas. They really release Atmaramas to Manayo, they kanti Kurbanti Ahito Kim Bhakti, Tambhuta Ganahari. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he explained this verse in 62 ways. How the Atmaramas, the transcendentalist, the most liberated person also, they really release Krishna Katha. It's not only for sadhakas. Yes, and they also release to hear again and again. We see that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by Apani Acharya Sikhai Viswavardhana, how he was showing with his example how we should really release Srimad Bhagavatam again and again. Tadeva Ramyam Ruchiram Navam Navam Tadeva Saswan Manaso Mahotsav. Ruchiram Navam. Well, yes, how many times some of us maybe in Krishna consciousness for years we hear the same Krishna's appearance pastime maybe so many years now. But then once we again and again hear, we get refreshed. Somebody might have, why you are kind of hearing the same pastime? Can you not hear some different pastime now? Krishna now appearing in a jet, coming in Tesla and all that. Why don't you kind of bring new stories? No, we hear the same stories. How Devaki and Vasudeva, they were the instrument in bringing up Krishna. The same story. But Ruchiram Navam. The more we hear in the association of devotees, from the pure devotees, right, coming from Srila Prabhupada, it becomes more refreshing, more enriching. Yes, that's what it is. Yes, the devotees, the pure devotees also, they would like to keep on hearing. That's what we hear. So many examples. All the sort of Goswamis, they used to come in the Ratha Damodar temple. Nana Sastra Vicharanai Kanipuno Dharma Samstha. How all the sort of Goswamis, they were so much absorbed in hearing from the Bhagavatam. Yes. And then, okay, that's about the liberated souls. But how about the conditioned souls? Who are suffering so much? For them, this Krishna Katha is Bhava Ausadhi. This is the medicine through which they can really get cured of this chronic disease. Right? Yes, if somebody is bodily diseased, right? Then somebody might really get thin, very morose, sukha. Right? Then somebody might ask, "Kya ho gaya, Prabhuji? Kuch lete kyun nahi?" That's what these people ask me. That's right, Like when their body is somehow kind of thin, right? Somebody asks, "Kuch lete kyun nahi ho?" And when the face also kind of gloomy, devotees also ask the same thing. अभी माला कर रहे हो फिर भी इतना गम क्यों हो? कुछ लेते क्यों नहीं हो? क्या लेंगे भाई? क्या लेंगे प्रभु जी? एक ही मेडिसिन प्रभुपाद दिया ने क्या है? यस कृष्ण कथा. अगर कृष्ण कथा नहीं लेते हो तो क्या होगा? यस यू विल बी इन सरो. दैट्स व्हाई आज का सबसे बड़ा डिजीज क्या है पता है? स्पेशली अमंग द डिवोटीज who understand the importance of hearing but still they suffer from a disease. It's called AHDS. You have heard this?
Yes.
Any of you heard? No. It's called acquired hearing deficiency syndrome. So you have heard of this acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. One that after immunity goes away, right? And then thoda sa kuch, you come up with some bacteria, virus, or thandi ho jata hai, then you get flu, right? You get really attacked by the disease. Similarly, अगर if you are having this disease, ASDS, क्या होगा? Some spouse, says something, नमक थोड़ा ज्यादा हो गया, प्रभु जी थोड़ा सा कुछ बोल दिए, प्रसाद हम ठीक से टाइम पे नहीं आया, then the volcano. Right? थोड़ा सा, because you don't have immunity, you don't have spiritual power, and you get the spiritual power by hearing. Yes. We said this. We carry the mobile. We see that when the mobile battery is really getting red, right? We automatically go to find out what is the nearest charging point, and we charge it there. But how do you know that? Our spiritual energy also goes down. It's going down. Is there any barometer? Is there any barometer? Is there any barometer?
Yes.
What is the barometer? Yes. We are getting distracted. We don't have taste to hear and chant. नहीं कल करते हैं, थोड़ी देर बाद करते हैं. नहीं प्रभु जी और भी है ना बहुत लोग सेवा करने के लिए. That means that once you are having that tendency, you don't have the tendency to serve. It means that battery is going down, spiritual energy is going down. And at that point, what do you have to do? Which medicine? KK. Find out, right? KK also you have to take it from the right source, from the right medicine store, from the right doctor. ऐसा नहीं है, oh चलो, what is that, WhatsApp University or Insta University, you find some click. No, we have to take what is really coming, from the parampara. Bhava Ausadi means the KK medicine has to be also taken from the parampara. Right? We have to systematically study, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Prabhupada writing, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 25, I think verse 275. Yes, a person might get weakened, if somebody is not taking food, but our soul gets weakened if we don't study these books. And Prabhupada is saying very specifically, we would recommend all our devotees to study regularly these books. Otherwise, it's a very natural that they will fall down. Right? And they will have the disease of So the choice is ours. So should we take the medicine regularly? Like I think 2 weeks back, when our Sudham Prabhu was here, he was telling that confusion को दूर करने का क्या है? You have to take the ear drops. You remember that day he was saying, right? You have to take the ear drops. Ear drops of what? Yes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So yes, Krishna Katha is a medicine. And if somebody is not taking Krishna Katha, Puman Virajyate Bina Pasukhna is considered an animal who is committing suicide. So yes, let's proceed towards Krishna Katha. So here, we thought that we'll make an humble attempt because we heard that we have been already discussing Vrindavan Leela. So we thought that okay, we'll take Krishna out of Vrindavan because that is the order of Kamsa. Because Kamsa is thinking that, oh, Krishna and Balram, I think they have some home advantage. All matches are being played there, and I am always getting defeated. So now let's bring Krishna and Balram to my home ground. Right? And then I said that okay, how can we do that? Demons are also very intelligent. So they are saying that okay, let's plan for a big festival. What is that festival? Dhanurucha. And then how do we really get Krishna Balram? He is so attached, and all the Prajvasis are so attached. So we have to get someone to whom, like Krishna Balram and Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they would believe. And who is that person? Akrura was sent. And a couple of years back, when our Prji was there, he talked very nicely, very beautifully, the mood of Akrura, going to Vrindavan. And yes, he reached Vrindavan. Somehow he convinced Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai that yes, Krishna and Balram, let them go, for watching this Mela that is really happening in Mathura. Right? And at that point, of course, the gopis, for them, being separated from Krishna was really like losing their life. Atati adhavan nanhikananam त्रुटियुगायते त्वामपश्यताम् कुटिलकुन्तलं श्रीमुखं च ते जड उदीक्षतां पाक्ष्मकृदृशाम्. So the gopis are saying, praying that Atati yad bhavan anni kananam. Oh Lord, when you are going to forest during the daytime, Truti yugayate, just even this Truti, even a fraction of second, it looks like a yuga. Because of what? Because you are not able to see your so beautiful face. And not only that, even when you are in front of us also, we think that, right? There was this so huge mistake by this creator who has created this eyelid, right? This is the bug of the creator, right? So when Krishna is in front of them, even a blink of eyes, like they are really cursing Brahma. And what do we do when we are in front of Krishna? And Krishna is in front of us in the form of holy name. And when we are in the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then we invite our Nidra Devi. Then, oh Nidra Devi, thank you very much for coming. So I was suffering so much, now you give me some more. But you see, we feel so happy, right? We so willingly invite Nidra Devi, because we don't have taste. We are not able to realize that Krishna is in the holy name. Yes, but this is the mood of the gopis. And when Akrura was taking Krishna and Balaram, at that point of time, gopis were thinking, oh Akrura, I think somebody has named your name is Akrura, but you are a Krura. You are the most cruel person because you are taking our life from us. Krishna and Balaram said, no, don't worry, I'll come back soon. And as Akrura was taking, right, and then he saw that okay, maybe this is the place, this is the time now for me to do Gayatri. Let me go and take bath. How many of you have been to Akrura Ghat? No? Nobody? A few of you can. It's Akrura Ghat. So it's in between Mathura and Vrindavan, and that's where Mahaprabhu used to stay when he had visited Vrindavan. It's a very beautiful place. Till now we can see that. So that's where Akrura went. Because Akrura, till that point of time, he had two minds. In one mind, he was thinking that, yes, Krishna and Balaram, right? I'm so happy because they are the Supreme Lord, and now I'm getting an opportunity, to take them to take them around, and being a messenger of this chariot, and I'm so happy. At the other moment, he was thinking that, oh, I also know that why Kamsa has sent me, because he wanted to kill, Krishna and Balaram. Will he really attack Krishna and Balaram? Will he do any harm to them? What will happen to Krishna and Balaram? He had some also Vatsalya Rasa as well. And as he was thinking, then he was really going down to take bath in the Yamuna. And as he was really dipping in the Yamuna, and then he saw that under the water, what he saw? Krishna and Balaram, but in different forms. And Balaram in the Ananta form, and Krishna is really lying down as a Narayana, Vishnu. And so happy, and then he really came out, and he saw that in the chariot, same Krishna Balaram sitting. And then once again he went down, and he saw Anantesi as the Balaram and Krishna as a Narayana. And then after seeing a couple of times, he could not understand, and then he came out. And as you read, he asked Krishna, oh, it's so wonderful. And then Krishna is asking, what? Did you see anything wonderful? Yes, oh Lord Krishna, your wonderful activities are everywhere, in the water, in the sky, in the earth, everything belongs to you, right? And you are just kind of sharing a glimpse once in a while to your pure devotees. So as Akrura was really going, and they reached near the city of Mathura, and at that point of time, Krishna and Balaram said, Akrura, now for you, please go ahead, and we'll just kind of go around Mathura. We see that there's beautiful big buildings there. We want to see what is there in the city. Right? And Akrura said, oh my Lord, we really beg you, right? Please come to our house. Please give your dust of your lotus feet in our house. Right? Yes, this is the lotus feet that Bali was really praying for. This is the dust of the lotus feet that Mother Lakshmi is really praying, in the Belavan for so many years. This is the through which Shiva was really so happy. Lord Shiva was so happy. How Lord Shiva was so happy? By getting the water that is coming from the lotus feet of the Lord's hips. And Brahma is so happy taking that lotus feet into his heart. And I want to have that lotus feet in my house. Please bless me. And it is. Ekana bhujinu prabhu tomara charana asaka bhayamruta purva sarvakshana. Beautifully, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is praying that. Ekana tomara charana. What is the glory of your lotus feet? That's O Saka Abhaya Amrita. This lotus feet can give O Saka. From the Soka. Amrita, it will give you the nectar, Purna. Full of nectar. Sarvakshana at every moment once you take shelter of this lotus feet. That's how Akrura was really praying. But Krishna and Balaram said, we just want to go around and then we'll meet soon. And Krishna and Balaram, they started going around Mathura. They saw that beautifully arrangement by Kamsa. And they saw Mathura, tall gates, big houses made of crystals, doors with gold, right, and big storehouses, right, and big palatial mansions, and like all these houses were bedecked with Vaidurya stones, diamonds, crystal quartz, sapphires, coral, pearls, diamonds, right? And in this way, because they were till now staying in Braj, it's a cowherd village. And first time, Krishna and Balaram, they were also saying that, they were so pleasantly surprised. Oh, what is really all these places? And at that point of time, they came across, some of the ladies, in Mathura, they were really, they saw that yes, for so many days and weeks and months and years we have heard the glories of Krishna and Balaram, and for the first time now we sing. Because yes, it's not that Krishna and Balaram they wanted to see Mathura. Krishna and Balaram wanted to satisfy the desires of the Mathura Vasis. Because they had developed so much of eagerness to see Krishna by hearing so much about the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram's in Vrindavan. So the more we hear about Krishna and Balaram, the more we are eager to see Krishna and Balaram. And they were really all these Mathuravasis. They were praising the gopis. How fortunate are the gopis? Tapyastam kimacharanam amusya rupam lavanya saram. Right? What beautifully, Dhamangachitam. Like this Lord's form is really, full of beauty. So much of beauty, so much of nectar at every limb. Madhuradhipate akhilam madhuram. We have heard that Madhuram. Gapo, Gavyo, Madhura, Gopa, Madhura. Everything is Madhura. Right? And Vilamogal Thakur also saying in Krishna Karnamrita. Madhuram papurasya vibho. Madhuram. Like here Krishna Karnamrita, Vilamogal Thakur is saying, oh Krishna, your face is so beautiful. Oh Krishna, your body is so beautiful, right? Vapurasya Madhuram, Badanam Madhuram, Madhugandhi Mridu Smitam, Etat Adaram, Madhuram. They are saying that, like, oh Krishna, your body is Madhuram, your face is Madhuram, and your smile is Madhuram. I don't know. He would have really gone on, but because of the space in that verse, he could really limit it 4 times. Right? Yes, every aspect of Krishna is so sweet. But because we are suffering from the jaundice, we are feeling that just chanting the holy name or hearing the Krishna's pastimes, we feel it so bitter. When the time will be over and we will proceed for Prasada. Right? We are not able to realize that how sweet it is. How Nam, Roop, Gun, Lila of the Lord is so sweet. It's so sweet. But then all the Mathuravasi, they were praising the gopis. How fortunate were they? Because they were always having this association of Krishna. And then as Krishna and Balram, they walked. And at that point of time, like especially this chapter, this 41 chapter, Garga Samhita and so many places, this is also called the pastime of washerman, weaver, and Sudama. So here they came across a washerman. So this is this, from verse 32, Rajakam, Bayakam, and Sudama. So Rajakam, they came across with the Rajakam. And this Rajakam, he was doing also Rangakaram. So not only he was washing the clothes, also he was dyeing the clothes. And at that point in time, Gadagraja, the elder brother of Gada, he saw that, and what he said in the verse number 33, he said that, oh, please, give me some garments for the two of us. And if you give this, we'll give you Bhavishyanti Param Sreya, Dhatusne Tatra Samsaya. Without any doubt, we'll give you the best benefit, best benediction, the greatest benefit that we want to give it to you. And so Sukadeva Goswami is writing that Sayachita Bhagavata Paripurnena Sarvata. You see the qualities of Krishna and Balaram, how Sukadeva Goswami said, Paripurna. The Krishna and Balaram, they were not lacking anything. Right? Their clothes were given by Indra, Varuna, and so many things. So many people. Right? And at that time, Krishna also was not doing Dadagiri. Hey, kapda do mere ko. So what he was saying? Sayachita. That Krishna and Balaram, they were yachina. They were begging. Right? You see, the Akhila Brahmanda Nayaka Krishna, he is really begging that washerman, please give me, right, these two clothes, not only for me, but my cowherd friends, because I don't want to all these Mathuravasis to kind of demean my friends. Oh, they're the this cowherd boys, they don't know how to wear and this and that. So I want them also to wear royally. Right? And so I'm begging you. But you see, in the same verse 34, what is the mood of this washerman? Sakshepam Rusita Praho Vrittiragya Sudharmada. He described with 3 words. Sukadeva Goswami. Sakshepam. Sakshepam means, he's really insulting words he's using. Rusita with so much of anger. Sudharmada with so much of false pride. What is that pride? That, do you know to whom I am associated? मैं राजा का धोबी हूँ. That's what we also do. No? Do you know whose disciple I am? Do you know? I know the center leader. I have a direct connection with him. Whatever I do, say, he will do it. Right? We identify ourselves with somebody who is famous, who is superior, and we look down upon others. Do you know? I'm doing, Abhishek Seva. And what are you doing? The Chappal Seva. Yes, I am. I'm that. Right? Yes. This pride comes because of our ignorance. We don't understand that all these 3 things, yes, they are very dangerous in our spiritual path. What is that? Kanaka, Kamini, Kirti. Right? Sometimes we get free from Kanaka and Kamini, right? But it's Kirti, right, which really comes out of this pride, and then we commit offenses. This result of this pride is, result of going after Kirti is, we do offense. Sometimes do offense to the devotee, sometimes offense directly to the Lord. So it's very dangerous to really run after this Kirti, because this Pratishtha Sada Kumari. You have heard this? Pratishtha is Sada Kumari. If someone runs after Pratishtha, Kirti, some name and fame, Pratishtha will say, get out from here. Right? And all the pure devotees who deserve the Pratishtha, name and fame, and who really the Pratishtha runs after them, and all the pure devotees says, thank you. Yes. Right? This is what it is. Right? A devotee understands that. So yes, you see the mood of this washerman. Fortunate are the people who get an opportunity to serve. And opportunity to serve. So if you get some opportunity to serve now, right, either at least once in a year on the day of Janmashtami or before Janmashtami or every Sunday feast or every day, we are the fortunate ones. And if we don't get opportunity to serve means we are the unfortunate ones. Who are the most unfortunate? Who get opportunity to serve but they reject it. So who are we? We can introspect and we can ask ourselves. Okay. And at that point of time, this washerman, he started blaspheming Krishna and Balaram. He's saying that, Parigithatta kim udhruta? Oh, you're udhruta? You're so impudent. How dare you ask this, garments of the king? Like, though because, our acharyas, they are so merciful. Even if there are some, these words are there, because in Bhagavatam, how can there be in a blasphemy to Krishna? They make it positive. Udhruta means Utkrishna Nibriti. Oh Krishna, you are always engaged in, so transcendental activities. Just like, sometimes, somebody asks, Prabhupada, in this verse, there is no Krishna. And how in the purport you are writing that Krishna, 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 Krishna? And Prabhupada is writing, how do you Mayavadis, when there is a verse, there is a Krishna, and you take out Krishna altogether, and then my job is to, whenever Krishna is not there, I'll put Krishna. This is the quality of a devotee, right? Wherever they see, Stagavar, Jangama, Dekhe, Na Dekhe, Tara Murti, Sarvatra Hai, Nija Ishtadeva Spurti. Wherever they see their Ishtadeva Krishna. Wherever see, that's why we do sometimes, some play, some games with, devotees, sometimes without teenager also. What do we say? We just give one object, like, oh, there's a fruit there. Can you just connect it to Krishna? Right? And then these kids will say, oh, fruit. Oh, this fruit vendor had come and not to offer. Somebody will say there, oh, this fruit vendor. Oh, Lord is saying, Patram Puspam Phala, they have to offer the fruit with love. Somebody will say, oh, this fruit. Yes, Lord Krishna is saying that I have brought this fruit of Krishna Prem. I want to offer it to everyone. Right, somehow or other we need to kind of develop that quality. I heard even our Yugal Kishore Prabhu was telling the class, class, I guess. How can you really make habituated and find Krishna in every place? At least one place, two places. Every day, can you really make a habit of finding Krishna, relating Krishna? Right? Because, and yes, then only we'll be able to appreciate the Krishna in the holy name, Krishna and the deity. Because Krishna and the deity are not different. Krishna and the holy name, they are not different. Krishna is there, in his form as energy, in his form as Paramatma, in his, as his plan, and so on. Right? So this is the mode of the Goswamis, how they really bring Krishna everywhere. And then they went ahead. Who went ahead? This washerman. This washerman went ahead. He's saying, Yatasu balisa maivam prathayam yadi jivisa badnanti granti lumpanti drumta rajakulani vai. Oh Krishna and Balaram, you fools, get out from here quickly. Don't be like this. If you want to stay alive, when someone is too bold, the king's men will arrest him, kill him, take all his property. You see, Bhagavan is saying, kapda de lo. We want to kill, want to kind of blaspheme. That soon the king's men will come and they will kill you, they will loot you, they will harass you and all that. You see, this is the mood of arrogance, this is the mood of pride. If somebody speaks little bit something nicely, how a person really reacts if somebody is in the mood of ignorance. That's why they say, if you squeeze a mango, what do you get? Mango juice. If you squeeze neem, what do you get? Neem juice. And if somebody squeezes us, what do you get? What do you get? Right? Whatever is within us, that will really come out. Right? So yes, somehow, right? Lord just really asked for something, and you see what was really coming out of this washerman. And at that point in time, what happened? As the washerman thus spoke brazenly, the son of Devaki became angry. And merely with his fingertips, he separated the man's head from his body. And he liberated the washerman. Mathurapati Bhagavan Krishna ki. So yes, this is the beauty of Krishna. As a Lord Barahadev, with a slap, he will kill Hiranyakashipu. Right? Or as a Lord Narasimha, with his nails, he delivered Hiranyakashipu. Right? Or Lord Ram, he attacked with a blade of grass. To whom? Jayanta. Very good. Right? Or like in Krishna Lila also. like in Krishna's Vrindavan Lila. He didn't use any of the weapons. He just used limbs, just sucking. Putana delivered. Right? Just with a soft leg, right? He delivered Sakadasura. Just holding his neck, he delivered Trinavarta. Right? Yes, you don't have to do anything. Right? You don't have to, like as we were discussing, just just by his touch. Yahweh Krishna Mukharavinda. Tatheva Chanya Naraloka Vira. Yahweh Krishna Mukharavinda. Netre Pivanta Nayana Virama Parthastra Puta Padama Paisena. Uddhava is saying to Vidura, oh Lord, how beautiful you are. Right? Just by your glance, right, in this battlefield of Kurukshetra, the people who are on the opposite side, just having your glance, they got delivered. Just by getting the touch of the arrow of Arjuna, they got delivered. Right? Somehow or other, yena tena prakarena, somehow get in touch with Krishna, they really get delivered. Right? Yes, this is what it is. And this is the beauty of Krishna. Right? And then, yes, who was this washerman in the previous Leela? Ram Leela? Yes, the same washerman who had, yes, that's the same Dhobi who had blasphemed Mother Sita. Right? And once again, right, the problem with this blasphemy is that, that doesn't go so easily. He came once again in this Leela as well to really blaspheme the Lord. But then in this Leela, Lord delivered him. Right. Okay. So, and after that, what happened? Lord took all these garments and then he really distributed with his friends. Krishna distributed the remaining clothes among his cowherd friends. And this is the beauty of Krishna, right? Whatever he collects, he doesn't keep it for himself. In the Ram Lila, what he did? He took the Lanka from Ravan and gave it to Vibhisana, right? Or in the Samudra Manthan Lila, he took the nectar, right, from the demons and gave it to the demigods. Or in this, as he will do right now, Krishna took this Mathura from Kamsa and gave it to Ugrasena. Right? So yes, Lord doesn't give anything for himself. Always he wants to give, to his devotees. From unworthy people, he takes it and gives to the worthy people. Krishna distributed all these things, to his friends. And then, as he moved forward, what happened? Tatastu vayaka pritas tayar vesam akalpayat. So yes, as they went around, they found a weaver. And this weaver, feeling affection for the Lord, he nicely adorned the Lord with beautiful cloth ornaments. And with that, Krishna and Balaram, they looked resplendent. They looked really beautiful. And then, and Lord delivered him. And he gave him Sarupya Mukti. Sarupya Mukti to whom? The weaver. And this tailor, this weaver was none other than the tailor in Mithila. Who when Ram and Lakshman, they were going around in Mithila before the wedding of Mother Sita. And at that point of time, this tailor, he had personally, stitched the cloth and it's beautiful ornament, and he really offered it to Lord Ram. And now in the next Leela, he appeared as this, weaver once again to offer. You see, your service, right? Once you do something positive, once again you get an opportunity to do better service. Once you get better opportunity service, then once again you'll get more. It's called a virtuous cycle, right? So he served in Ram Leela, and then he served in Krishna Leela, and then once again he was taken into the. So it's not that. Prji, last year I served kiya tha, is baar bhi karne ka. How many times should I do it? Right? And then, as the Lord moved forward, Lord now had nice garment, nice jewelry, with the beautiful cloth ornaments. Because this weaver also ensured that because Lord is going to fight now, so there is no sharp objects or nothing like that. So it's all very soft. And then, as the Lord Krishna and Balaram, they were passing through, they really found a Malakara. It's not that they found a Malakara. Krishna and Balaram, they went to the house of a Malakara, of a garland maker. What was his name? Sudama. So, you see, this Malakara, right, he was so absorbed. He was so much absorbed in doing the seva, putting the flower garlands. Because he had heard that. And even a couple of times he had visited Vrindavan also to get the flowers. At that point of time, right, he visited that, and he had really appreciated so much of Krishna. right? And now he had heard that yes, Krishna Balaram is coming, but then he didn't get time, right, to really prepare so much of beautiful garland, right? So till the last moment he was really putting that garlands, and then after that, what happened? So Krishna and Balaram, they came on their own to the house of Sudama. So that's why Prabhupada says, don't try to see Krishna. Try to serve Krishna so that Krishna will come to see you. Right? Yes, there are so many pastimes also. So that how Srila Prabhupada used to ask, oh, where is Jayananda? All the devotees, they would be so eager to see Prabhupada, but Jayananda would be busy in the services. That Prabhupada would be eager to see Jayananda. That yes. At that point of time, right? Sudama, he was busy, stitching this garland, right? And then he's somehow so absorbed that he could not realize that Krishna and Balaram came, but he saw a different smell now. He got a different fragrance. He said, no, this fragrance is different now. Then he somehow came to the external senses. They found Krishna and Balaram standing there, and at that point of time, he offered his obeisances, and then. He offered a very, very beautiful prayer. Just we chanted it before our class. This 10:41:38, and that's what everybody should remember. Everybody should pray for it. Tau agyapayatam bhrutyam kimaham karavanivam pumsati anugrahiyesa bhavadviyanyujyate. 10:41:48. So here, what he's saying? Tan agyapayatam bhrutyam. Oh Lord, I am your servant. Please give me some agya. Please give me some order. A devotee begs charity of what? Dhanam dehi, janam dehi, all that? No. Give me agya to serve you. Right? What? We ask for the charity of what? Service. Prabhuro agya. This is a Prabhuro agya. We call for the agya. Once you are fortunate, we get an opportunity to serve. Right? Majjanmanam phalam idam madhukaitavare madprarthaniya madanugraha esa eva tadvritya vritya paricharaka vritya savritya iti mam smara lokanatha. This is a prayer of King Kulasekara, Mukunda Mala Satra 25. And he's praying, oh Lord, the perfection of my life, right? This is the most desired, benediction I want to get from you. This is the mercy I want to anugraha. I want this anugraha from you. What? Please make me tad vritya vritya paricharaka vritya savritya iti mam smara lokanath. Please make me not directly engage in your service. Please make me the servant of the servant of your 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 servant. Because we want to directly serve spiritual master. We want to directly serve, right, the Lord. In the front, in the foreground. Everybody should know that who am I. But Lord, the devotee, the true devotee, what he wants? You want to be a servant of the 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 servant. I don't know. King Kulasekara would have really gone ahead. Right? Yes, this is the mood of a devotee. He wants to serve in the background. All of you heard this pastime? How Srila Prabhupada talks about that. There was an old lady who would be always bringing water early in the morning from Yamuna to Radha Damodar temple. And Prabhupada would recognize her. Yes, this the lady will go back to Godhead. It's not that Lord recognizes only big services. If you just do some humble service attitude that we have, right? The service, right? What really matters is the consciousness. Activity is material or spiritual. It depends on our consciousness. The same thing that we do, but if you do with the right consciousness, right, and then it becomes spiritual, right? We get really true benefit of it. Like a devotee saying that, you have to surrender. Why don't you surrender joyfully? आपको 16 माला करने का ही है. Why don't you do eagerly? Why do you do grudgingly? Because if you do grudgingly, you get some agyata sukriti. But if you do eagerly, you will get a complete spiritual credit. So थोड़ा दिमाग भी लगाना चाहिए ना हमको भी. Right? You see, we are spending same time. हमको प्रभु जी ने बोले हैं कि प्रभु जी ये आपको ये चप्पल सेवा करने का है ना. प्रभु जी, you have to take care of the prasadam distribution. We have to do it. Is there any way we can escape? No, we cannot escape. Right? Why don't we do eagerly that seva? Right? And then we see that this is the greatest benediction. And we have to remember, the seva means this is a privilege. This is a privilege. This is an honor to serve the Lord. Right? This is a privilege, and it has to be done with pleasure. खुशी से करना चाहिए. भजताम प्रीतिपूर्वकम. Not in a grudging way, not in a morose way, not in a mood of complaining, criticizing, comparing with others. These 3C are the cancer, that we should really avoid, be free from it. But we should do with pleasure all the sevas. And then we should always remember our position. What is our position?
Service.
Gopi Bhardur Padakamal Das Das Das. We are, whatever seva we do, our position is servant of the servant of the servant. At no point of time, whatever seva we do, we become a boss. We always remain as das. Right? So seva means when it is offered, we have to understand this is a privilege. We have to do it with pleasure, and we have to always remember our position. So yes, and this is also durapam. This is durapam because yes, we hear a lot of knowledge, we hear Bhagavad Gita, but this application of knowledge happens once we assimilate it, and that assimilation happens once you do some practical service. Once you do some practical service, we can really understand the knowledge. There are so many pastimes, how Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told Madan Mohan Malviya, right? Do some service, then you'll automatically realize the import of the verses, right? Yes, as we move forward in the 49th verse, Iti abhipretya Rajendra Sudama Pritamanasa. Iti abhipretya. Like, and then Krishna and Balaram didn't ask that Sudama, that oh, I need this. Iti abhipretya. Sudama really understood what Krishna and Balaram wanted. Prabhupada said this is the first class disciple who understands the mood of the spiritual master, and he really offers that service. Not that, like it's that somebody has to remind you 10 times, Prji, aapko ye seva karne ka hai. Prji, ye hua ki nahi. No. Right? Like Prabhupada talks about 3 kinds of disciples, right? 3 kinds of servants. One, disciple who really understands the mood of the spiritual master and does service. Another one, once it is told, you do the service. And a third class of people, grudgingly. मेरे को ही करने का इतना सारा devotee है, उनको क्यों नहीं बोले? Right? Why is there so much service to me only? Right? But here the devotee, what is doing? At least, sometimes, at least we are told, or sometimes miscommunication also happens. Right? Today morning, right? Always I was thinking that earlier at least the program used to happen at 9:30, right? And sometimes we assume, and then once you assume means what happened? It becomes us of you and me. Right? हम भी sufferते हैं, दूसरा भी sufferते हैं, and so many devotees also suffers. Right? So yes, we have to clarify. Right? Even if you are not able to understand what exactly is in their mind, at least we can clarify that. Prabhuji, बताएंगे कि मेरे को क्या करने का है. Unless you clarify that what service to be done, how will you do that service? Right? Yes, but the first class, here is the garland maker Sudama. Iti abhipretya Rajendra Sudama Priti Manasa. He was doing this service with so much of joy in his heart. Right? Yes, and the final verse, verse 51. Sopi vavre achalam bhaktim tasmim eva khilatmani tad bhakti sucho sohardam bhutesu cha dayam param. So and yes, Lord accepted this garland offered by this Sudama, and then he asked for 3 benedictions. What he asked? Achalam bhaktim, tad bhaksechu sohardam, and bhutesu cha dayam param. Okay, I want achala bhakti towards you, O the Lord Supreme Lord. Tad bhaksechu sohardam. I want a good friendship with the devotees. We cannot progress in our devotional service alone. We have to beg, and we have to associate with the devotees. We have to serve the devotees. So hardena, from our heart, we have to serve the devotees. Right? And bhutesu cha dayam param. And then we have to show our compassion to all the living entities. Yes, this Janmashtami and all this, whatever we do, we extend the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. We just become an instrument. We just become an instrument in sharing the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Yes, this is the anxiety of Mahaprabhu. Iha savar kona mate hoive nistar. How all these people will be delivered? And a devotee just become an instrument in really mitigating that anxiety of the Lord. And then he becomes so dear to the Lord's lips. So, thank you very much. Yes, the Sudama was the Hemamali, right, in the previous pastime. Right? And he was just also, he was serving in this garden of Lord Shiva, right, preparing some garlands. And when Shiva was pleased, he offered this, that okay, in the next birth, You can really see the Lord face to face. Lord will come to your house and you can serve them nicely. Yes. Yes, fortunate are the devotees who get an opportunity to serve, and how we really take it with the right mood, with the right consciousness, and serve to the best of our capacity to please Guru and Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Thank you very much. We are running out of time.